So that is
that is the position. Let me ask you, am I right to assume that fundamentally the Catholic Bishops' Conference is concerned that countries like the US with their power may either be interfering or using their influence to get our government and maybe our politicians to toe their line on this matter of the LGBTQ and the bill before Parliament? Is that a concern that you have?
It's a big concern. It's a big concern because, you see, when we have parliamentarians and, say, the president, they have to keep the nation going. And if the money is not there, then the people may not even consider these conditions which are being imposed on them for which reason they didn't get the money. All they will know is that the money is not there. So there could be problems for the government. So for that matter, when they are faced with such situations, the temptation for them to compromise, to sacrifice certain aspects of our values and those things are very, very hard. So you understand very, very clearly. And it is not a hidden matter that the U.S. and other groups outside Ghana are doing all they can to force their so-called rights, which is their rights, not our rights, down our throats here. Why they are doing that is a question we must all try to ask. Why? Why do they want us to live like this? In their place, one man, one wife. Why is it that they are not even fighting very hard to impose that on us? And they are saying that in their place, a man can marry a man, a woman can marry a woman. And they are forcing it. Why are they so persistent on this? And whose right? Who gave them that right? When did we decide on that right together? Is it their right they are imposing on us or who? So yes, we are aware of the challenges in politics and these things that the government may be facing now. But in this particular instance, this issue go to the foundation of us, of a people who have a culture, who have their way of doing certain things. And if that thing changes, we do not know where we are going to end. So we are aware of the pressure, but we are praying that the president and parliament and all people involved will listen to what the Ghanaian people are saying, what they have requested, and not giving.
Let me ask you finally on this. The president has a lot of influence. Of course, he's the president of this great country, and he wields a lot of influence over at least the MPP side in parliament. When this bill, or let me say, if it's passed, he will have to assent to it, and he has some powers there as well. What do you tell the president if you met him, for example, on this particular subject, considering, of course, the current economic challenges and all? On this subject, what do you tell him? What's the message that you deliver to the president if you met him on the subject?
If I were to meet him, I will remind him that if you look at this bill on this LGBTQ, that has come from the people of Ghana. It didn't come from the executive. It did not generate in parliament. The people who have chosen the parliament, the people who have chosen him. And they say, this is what we want to be done on this issue. Probably one of the few laws generated from outside the executive and then the legislative. And Christians, Muslims, traditionally, all of these people are involved and they have spoken about this law. So I will tell him to be extraordinarily careful about whatever decision he takes on behalf of Ghana. And if I were him, I will just go for what the people are saying they want to be done. And I would suggest He just dips into that, and then he will tell them, we all requested this. You asked us to do this. This is what we have done, and these are the consequences.